In the previous video, we successfully created our VPS and accessed it using SSH. But right now, your server is still in very basic state and honestly, it's not secure enough for real world use. Now, in this video, we'll secure it properly. Secure password logins, firewall setup, fail to ban protection and automatic updates. By the end, your VPS will be secure, hardened and ready for production. So grab your coffee, open your terminal and let's get started. This is basic roadmap I have created along with the commands. We'll follow this roadmap to harden this VPS we have created before. Also, this roadmap is used for any fresh installed server. We are going to follow this document step by step. Part 1. Let's log in to our server using SSH. This is the command to connect. Use your username @IP address. Here we are using the public IP, so make sure your server has a public IP for SSH access. Now enter the password you created earlier. And that's it, we are now connected to our server. Now let's move to step 2. Now let's move to step 2, creating a non-root user. We will use the command add user, user1. User1 is just a username, you can choose any name. Since only the root user can create a new user, make sure you are logged in as a root. Now run the command to create the user. Set a password for this user, you can choose anything you like. In our case, I have created a user named user1 and the password as admin123. You can fill the optional details or just press enter to skip, and that's it. The new user has been created. Let's check our user is created or not. This directory contains all the users to the system and here you can see user1. So our user has been created successfully. Now let's log in using the new user. And as you can see, the login is successful. Now to switch to root, we can use the command sudo su. Right now user1 is just a normal user, so it doesn't have permission to access root. To fix this, we need to give user1 sudo privileges. Once it becomes a sudo user, we can use it to run root level commands. Now let's give the user sudo privileges. Run this command. Now log out and log in again as user1 and test it. Done. User1 can now access root using sudo. Let's move to part 3. Right now, we are logging into server using a username and password every time. Now we'll set up the SSH key authentication for this user. So we don't need to enter a password again and it will be more secure. Follow these steps carefully. Now go to your main PC, Windows, and run this command. It will generate an SSH key for your system. Just press enter for the default option. This will create a key pair and we'll use this public key to log in to the server. Now go back to your server and open the authorized key file. If the file doesn't exist, we'll create it first. Now open the file, paste your public SSH key here and save it. Let's try login again. And as you can see, we can now log in without entering a password. That's it. This is how you set up SSH key authentication on your Ubuntu server. Now let's move to step 4. Disabling password login for this particular user. Open this file and add this line of configuration. This add an extra layer of security, so even if someone gets your password, they still won't be able to log in. Now let's move to part 2. We'll set up the hostname and time zone. It's very simple process. Just run these commands to change the time zone and set the hostname for your server. Setting the correct time zone makes your server logs and schedule tasks to the right local time, which helps with troubleshooting and monitoring. And changing the host name gives your server a proper name, so it's easier to identify and manage, especially when you are working with multiple servers. Now let's move to part 3, configuring the firewall. Ubuntu comes with a built-in firewall called UFW. We can use it to control which traffic is allowed in our server. Right now, UFW is inactive and there are no firewall rule applied. So let's allow port 80 and 443. You can also open other ports if needed for different services. Now enable UFW and check the status. As you can see, the ports are now allowed and the firewall rules are active. I'll keep it disabled for now, but in real setups, you should always keep it enabled and manage your own firewall rules properly. And done. Let's configure fail to ban here in our Ubuntu server. Fail to ban is a security tool that monitors login attempts in your server and automatically blocks IP address that shows suspicious or repeated failed logins. We install it to protect our VPS from brute force attacks where attackers try to guess your password by trying multiple times. First, let's install it. We are getting an issue because the system is not fully updated yet. So before installing, let's update our system. If the issue still continues, it's better to reboot the server once. Now let's try installing fail to ban again. After the installation is completed, enable fail to ban and start the service using this command. Now fail to ban is running properly. Next comes the main part, configuration. Now we can copy jail.conf to jail.local because fail to ban reads settings from .local file, so our changes won't get overwritten during update. Open the file and go to the SSH section. Go to SSHD section and paste these settings. Here's what they mean. Max try, the number of failed login attempts allowed before banning an IP. Find time means time windows in which those failed attempts are counted. Ban time means how long this IP will stay blocked. Ignore IP means IP address that will never be banned, like your own IP. You can adjust this value based on your how strict you want your security. Once the configuration is done, restart the SSH service. I also recommend adding your local IP to the ignore IP list. This will make sure your IP is never blocked, even if you enter the wrong password multiple times. Otherwise, fail to ban might block your own access and you could get logged out of your server. To check fail to ban logs, you can view them in the system log file like syslog or auth.log. Right now, I am unable to log in. It looks like UW is blocking the access. So let's try temporary disable UFW. Now, if we check IP tables, it's clear. Let's try login again. And we can also see the login attempts in auth.log. Since I have tried multiple wrong logins and my IP was not in the ignore list, fail to ban has blocked my IP as you can see here. Now let's unblock it and try again. If you want to check blocked IP, use this command. And to unlock an IP, use this command. This is the basic fail to ban setup. If you want a full detailed video on this topic, let me know in this comment. And now the last part, enable automatic update and upgrade using these commands. Alright, now your VPS is properly secure from SSH hardening to firewall rules and automatic protection with fail to ban. At this point, your server isn't just running, it's actually safe to use in real world scenarios. In the next video, we'll take this a step further. We'll install a fully LAMP stack and deploy your first live website on this server. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.